5 years ago, we were in Indonesian class and I was at the front of the class giving a speech in Indonesian to a bunch of girls in my class, because my class was like 3/4 girls. I think at that point it was like 25 people. So I was nervous AF. And it wasn't a normal speech, it was a speech in Indonesian. So it was 10 times the cringe. I was reading off a piece of paper, trying to read Indonesian, but I absolutely sucked at the class. I couldn't even remember one word, bro. So I was reading off this thing, speaking gibberish, and my face went red as fuck, bro. And the whole class just started laughing because I was like third or fourth, I think, I can't exactly remember. But the guys who went before me did a really good job compared to me. And bro, that was it. That was it. I stopped halfway through. I told the teacher, yeah, I'm not doing this. It's too hard. So I sat down. Oh, but bro, that kick-started many things for me. I would head into school every single day, dreading something like that happening again. And this was where my porn addiction heavily started. I would use porn to escape from this anxiety at school. I was always scared of my face going red, the girls in the corner of the class laughing at me because their source of validation was my happiness, as any 13-year-old. That's the case. We all want to be the most popular in school. We all want to have the most high status, so it was natural. I started watching porn more and more and more. Went from once a week to twice a week to 3 times a week to every day, 2 or 3 times a day in a matter of 2 years. And the more I watched it, the worse it got. Well, the worse my anxiety got. And I got to around year 8, it wasn't just worrying about the girls, what they think of me anymore, it was the boys as well. And I knew it was getting bad then, because I never really used to care what other boys at my school thought of me, unless they had a tendency to fight me. Yeah, unless they were, violent kids, then I would care, but if they weren't, I wouldn't really give a shit. So it started off with just the girls in my class, then to basically every single girl in year 7, and then it was the boys in year 7, then it was my friends, and then it was my teachers. So I was basically socially anxious around every single person now, other than my parents, really. And because of this anxiety, I felt very low status at school. I wanted respect from people. I was a pretty good basketball player. I was the best basketball player in my class, in my year level. And that was like my only source of confidence, right? It's the only way I felt truly respected and truly admired. So one night, I can't really remember when it was either year 7 or year 8, I posted a picture of me playing basketball on Instagram in the hopes of getting maybe some girls at my school to like the photo, even comment on the photo. Yeah, just to up my status a little bit, because I was known as a pretty good basketball player, right? With a motivational quote at the bottom. This was my staple quote that I always took with me every single day of the week. Hard work always beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Because I was a 5'5" kid going up against 6-footers at the age of 13, I had to have that quote. So I posted it on IG and it got like 10 likes. And the next day, I remember, no one said anything to me directly, so I don't actually know if they were laughing at me. But we were in a class, and I naturally sat in like the middle of the class, and the girls sat at the back. And I kept looking back to the girls because they kept laughing. And every single time I looked back, at least I thought anyway, they were laughing at me because of my anxious mindset, right? I thought everyone was talking about me. So a couple of days later, I archived that photo. I only had 10 likes, no one really saw it anyway, no one really gave a shit. But then I was stuck in a paralysis in my mind. How can I gain respect from people? How can I stop this anxiety? How can I just be confident without coming off as cringe like I thought I did? Then near the end of year 8, the pandemic hit, and I was the happiest kid you'd ever meet, bro. No social interaction. I could turn my camera off on Zoom or Microsoft. We could use Microsoft Teams. I was the happiest guy ever. No one could see me except my parents, bro. I could talk to my friends on PlayStation, they wouldn't actually see my face, so I could go red all I wanted. I'll wake up every morning, do my school, bust probably a nut or two, and then I would just play games for the rest of the day. Until I discovered the world of self-improvement, and I discovered that, corn was actually really bad for you. I tried to quit. You guys, the OGs know the story. It took me about 3 or 4 months to actually quit after realizing that corn was bad. I started hitting the gym more, all the basic type of things that everyone does nowadays on this self-improvement path. So my confidence naturally grew. And then school came back around 6 months later, I think it was. So I'm walking into the first day of school. I'm expecting to be very, very confident. I've just focused on myself the last 3 or 4 months. There's no reason why I shouldn't. But I get to school and all my friends are talking about, memes and games that I haven't really been playing much, you know, and I feel very left out because I can't relate to anyone anymore. So my confidence is actually worse because I can't relate to anyone. I still have my friends there, of course, they're still my friends, but I don't relate to my friends as much as I used to. And all my friends were talking about how they watched Corn all over the holidays, and that's all they did. All they did was release their seed. And they were talking about how their right arm is bigger than their left arm is so weak because they haven't done anything with it, you know? And I couldn't relate to them because I knew that, you know, that was the devil for me at the point, which it still is. So I turned, even though I was a naturally quiet kid, into that more introverted, really, really quiet kid who, you know, might have sat by himself sometimes and did his work and didn't talk in class, which everyone else would, yeah? Just because I couldn't really relate to much people. And then around a year later, my confidence has grown because I've made progress in the gym. I've grown my social media following, which is naturally, you know, up my confidence a little bit by looking at some pictures on the screen. There is an English oral presentation we have to do. Yeah, basically a speech in class about a book that we have read in class. And I have prepared. I don't use a script. Everyone else uses a script. I don't use a script because I'm used to talking on YouTube without scripts. So I think to myself, okay, I'm gonna perform better without a script. I asked the teacher, can I go first? Can I just get it over and done with? I am scared as fuck. Like this is the hardest thing I've ever done. If I stuff up this without a script, game's over, bro. Game is over. People are gonna start calling me a fraud because I make videos about how men can be more confident. People are going to call me a fraud if I do not nail this speech, especially the girls in my class who, you know, don't have an agenda against me, but you know, they were naturally clowning me back in the day, and they still kind of do. Long story short, I go into this speech and I actually do really, really well. I tune out the noise and I just focus. I think of it just like a YouTube video. I've revised, I just gotta get into that flow state. That's it. I finished the speech and bro, I'm the happiest man ever. Yeah, I've ended the speech with a motivational quote that came off right. Yeah, my tone was good. Yeah, I went red, but I didn't give a fuck about it. And as soon as I just forgot about going red, it just went away. I felt it go away. I went red for the first 20 seconds, and then for the next 3 minutes, I wasn't red again. Bro, that would have been one of the happiest days of my life. I was walking back to my seat when I was done, because I just said thank you and just walked back to my seat because I wanted to basically saturate myself with pride, yeah? But the teacher puts out her hand like this, stop, go up to the front again. Because for anyone who wanted to ask me questions about, you know, my speech. And I think the teacher is doing this to give me a high five for doing well. So I go up to her and I just give her a massive high five because I'm so excited, bro. And everyone started laughing at that. So then naturally I was more nervous because I've just fucked this speech up with that one thing, even though the speech was really good. But everyone started laughing, I started laughing at myself, so it was all cool, yeah. But that was pretty funny. I was that excited that I didn't even hear her, bro. I just saw her put her hand up, so I gave her a high five. Oh, so that was funny. And you hear a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, there's no point in time where I've just changed, right? Change happens over time, which 100%. But with my confidence and my ability to cope with my social anxiety, that was my turning point right there. I was so scared of that. But because I was so scared and because I actually did really well, I started maybe once, I spoke slow. Yeah, I didn't let anyone get to me. I simply spoke my true heart. That was the turning point in my life. I naturally, because I knew it wasn't all that, no one really gives a shit. Right? I'm a good speaker. Yeah, I've spoke multiple times on camera. I know my capabilities. And because of that, I naturally seeked out more uncomfortable situations. I put my hand up more in class. If there was a speech, I would always go first. If there was an opportunity for me to not use a script and maybe get better marks for that, I would not use a script. Yeah, because it naturally tests my confidence. Yeah, naturally tests my ability. I seeked out those every single day. Yeah, and I spoke on camera basically every single day, so I was constantly refining my skills. So for anyone who is struggling with social anxiety, and severely, whether it's a disorder or not, I'm specifically talking to the people who just experience it on a day-to-day basis. It might not be a disorder because I was never diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. I don't know if I ever had one, I probably didn't, yeah. But if you haven't got the gist of the main point of this video, it is to challenge your anxiety. But I'm not gonna end the video here and just tell you to challenge your anxiety. I'm actually gonna explain to you how you can challenge your anxiety and calm that voice inside your mind and make the whole process so much easier. I want you to Identify the thing that you're so scared of doing. Is it talking to that girl? Is it talking to your crush? Is it giving that speech in class? Is it putting your hand up in class? Something really simple, bro. There's actionable, it's realistic. Yeah, speaking in front of the whole country, giving a presidential speech is probably not realistic, unless you're someone of that capability watching this video. But think of a realistic scenario for you, and I want you to really imagine this. Imagine that scenario. Why are you actually scared of it? It's not just because, oh, let's just take the girl for example, right? I'm scared to talk to my crush. It's not that you are scared to talk to your crush, it's why you're scared to talk to her. It's not because you're afraid of what she thinks of you. Why are you afraid of what she thinks of you? Maybe your center of happiness is her validation. Maybe it's simply the fact that you're trying to use her as love for yourself because you don't have love for yourself. Right? You can't look yourself in the mirror because you're not disciplined. Maybe you don't have any, you don't have any goals, you don't have any ambitions, or maybe you do, but you don't put work towards them. There can be so many reasons why, but that's why I asked you, why are you so scared? Just one thing. Why? And once you've got that, you got to realize, bro, like no one really gives a shit. No one cares. Like no one gives a fuck. I should have brought this up before, but I don't know if you can see. I still struggle with anxiety today. It's not like, and I'm showing you my thumbs because when I was little, like year 7, my thumbs used to be red, bro, because I'd pick them. I don't know if you can see that, but I pick my thumbs sometimes. I don't know if you can see it, but I pick them out of anxiety. It's a bad habit. Yeah, when I get anxious, I start picking my thumbs. Even in some of these videos, you will see me put my head down and pick my thumbs because I'm nervous to say something. And assuming you don't have a social anxiety disorder, everybody has your same mindset. Some people are outliers and they're very, very confident, right? But the average person has the exact same mindset as you, and they are constantly thinking about themselves and what you think of them, not what they think of you. When everyone in my class went up for a speech, they don't give a shit about my speech. They care about theirs. They're only saying it's cringe. They're only saying, it's weird because they think it's weird or cringe if they did it. It's simply a reflection of their own perspective. You can't let this anxiety hold you back from living the life you deserve to live. You can't. If you continue like this, always hiding behind something, you don't even know what you're hiding behind. This is gonna hold you back from living the life you deserve. It is, because you deserve a fucking good life, and at the back of your mind, you know you do. So get that one thing that you've been thinking of this whole video. Yeah, whether it's talking to your crush, going doing that speech in class, putting your hand up in class tomorrow and answering a question, that you might not be so confident in, just fucking do it and just see what happens, bro. Yeah, just see what happens. People start calling you cringe, who cares? It's simply a reflection of them, and it means you're doing something right. My friend, you deserve a much better life than you are living right now, and this anxiety, if you're still watching this video, is the number one thing holding you back. All right, so I want you to go out there and challenge it, yeah? From my personal experiences, bro, it is the best thing you will ever do. Life's so much better on the other side. I'll catch you in the next video, my brother. Peace.